How do you do, Madame Dantes? Mercedes courtesied gravely, and said, That is not my name, and in my country it bodes ill fortune, they say, to call a young girl by the name of her betrothed before he becomes her husband. So call me Mercedes, if you please. We must excuse our worthy neighbor, Caderousse, said Dantes, he is so easily mistaken. So, then, the wedding is to take place immediately, M. Dantes, said Danglars, bowing to the young couple. As soon as possible, M. Danglars. Today all preliminaries will be arranged at my father's, and tomorrow, or next day at latest, the wedding festival here at La Réserve. My friends will be there, I hope, that is to say, you are invited, M. Danglars, and you, Caderousse. And Fernand, said Caderousse with a chuckle, Fernand, too, is invited. My wife's brother is my brother, said Edmond, and we, Mercedes and I, should be very sorry if he were absent at such a time. Fernand opened his mouth to reply, but his voice died on his lips, and he could not utter a word. Today the preliminaries, tomorrow or next day the ceremony. You are in a hurry, Captain. Danglars, said Edmond, smiling, I will say to you as Mercedes said just now to Caderousse, do not give me a title which does not belong to me, that may bring me bad luck. Your pardon, replied Danglars, I merely said you seemed in a hurry, and we have lots of time. The Pharaon cannot be under way again in less than 3 months. We are always in a hurry to be happy, M. Danglars, for when we have suffered a long time, we have great difficulty in believing in good fortune. But it is not selfishness alone that makes me thus in haste. I must go to Paris. Ah, really? To Paris? And will it be the first time you have ever been there, Dantes? Yes. Have you business there? Not of my own. The last commission of poor Captain Leclerc, you know to what I allude, Danglars, it is sacred. Besides, I shall only take the time to go and return. Yes, yes, I understand, said Danglars, and then in a low tone, he added, to Paris, no doubt to deliver the letter which the Grand Marshal gave him. Ah, this letter gives me an idea, a capital idea. Ah, Dantes, my friend, you are not yet registered number 1 on board the good ship Pharaon, then turning towards Edmund, who was walking away. A pleasant journey, he cried. Thank you, said Edmund with a friendly nod, and the two lovers continued on their way, as calm and joyous as if they were the very elect of heaven. Chapter 4 Conspiracy. Danglars followed Edmund and Mercedes with his eyes until the two lovers disappeared behind one of the angles of Fort St. Nicholas, then turning round, he perceived Fernand, who had fallen, pale and trembling, into his chair, while Caderousse stammered out the words of a drinking song. Well, my dear sir, said Danglars to Fernand, here is a marriage which does not appear to make everybody happy. It drives me to despair, said Fernand. Do you, then, love Mercedes? I adore her. For long? As long as I have known her, always. And you sit there, tearing your hair, instead of seeking to remedy your condition. I did not think that was the way of your people. What would you have me do? Said Fernand. How do I know? Is it my affair? I am not in love with Mademoiselle Mercedes, but for you, in the words of the Gospel, seek, and you shall find. I have found already. What? I would stab the man, but the woman told me that if any misfortune happened to her betrothed, she would kill herself. Pooh! Women say those things, but never do them. You do not know Mercedes, what she threatens she will do. Idiot! Muttered Danglars, whether she kill herself or not, what matter, provided Dantes is not captain? Before Mercedes should die, replied Fernand, with the accents of unshaken resolution, I would die myself. That's what I call love, said Caderousse with a voice more tipsy than ever. That's love, or I don't know what love is. Come, said Danglars, you appear to me a good sort of fellow, and hang me, I should like to help you, but... Yes, said Caderousse, but how? My dear fellow, replied Danglars, you are 3 parts drunk, Finish the bottle, and you will be completely so. Drink then, and do not meddle with what we are discussing, for that requires all one's wit and cool judgment. I, drunk, said Caderousse. Well, that's a good one. I could drink 4 more such bottles, they are no bigger than cologne flasks. Pierre Pomfil, more wine. And Caderousse rattled his glass upon the table. You were saying, sir, said Fernand, awaiting with great anxiety the end of this interrupted remark. What was I saying? I forget. This drunken Caderousse has made me lose the thread of my sentence. Drunk, if you like, so much the worse for those who fear wine, for it is because they have bad thoughts which they are afraid the liquor will extract from their hearts. And Caderousse began to sing the 2 last lines of a song very popular at the time. Tous les méchants sont buveurs d'eau, c'est bien prouvé par le déluge, the wicked are great drinkers of water, as the flood proved once for all.